his class.
Yeah.
It was only his class I had
You
that
get
day.
mine though. I don't get mine to skip class.
It was just that one day in my entire 5 years of school. And he called me. He called me that same day. I intentionally didn't pick it. And then if you're hearing this, no vex. When I picked this call the next day, he was like, oh, like, you know, Demola was wrong. Like, you know, you never really miss class. You must be really sick. I was perfectly healthy. But I said, yes,
Shefumi,
sir. I
you
was
did
just-
it, Abi?
But it was just because there was a lot of expectations. Like, that was my major thing. Like, the expectations that this man put on me, while it was, you know,
So
I
he
was going to
expected
ask
a
you
lot
that.
from you.
Now, was it that
Exactly,
he
yeah.
was interested in your educational life, or he had so much to give you to do for him? Because what could warrant you trying to like dodge him
I
and
played the
all?
fifth. I played the fifth. But no, okay, so what I'll say is this. Like, it's a mix of the both,
Okay,
right? It's
okay.
like,
Okay.
because I know you can do it, I want to give you opportunities to do it so that you can be better at it.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it's also just really benefiting. It's like, oh, I need you to do some research for me, you know, because at the end of the day, it benefits him, but he's sort of framing it as like, you know, this will help you. Oh, this is good for you. It will help you
Grow,
grow. And all.
yes,
And it
yes,
did,
yes, yes.
but I would have taken a day out rather than a day in
okay.
the office. You get what I mean?
Oh wow.
So yeah, so it was
Ha.
a major
It's
stress.
not easy
factor.
to be a scholar, you guess, yeah.
Soft,
that's
soft.
I will not, you know, I will not even deny it. I will not even deny it. Yes, I was a scholar. Yes, I graduated with like a first class. I'm not even.
I
going to deny
was.
See?
it.
I am. That's what you say. You're still a scholar now.
I've left that life behind. I've
You
left
get
that.
that?
I've left that life
You cannot
behind.
leave
Scholar,
it,
my
oh,
brother.
I'm having
you
a
cannot
dick
leave-
as I'm talking to you right now.
You
I'm
are
having
a
a dick.
scholar, my
because
brother.
you're remembering it.
Exactly. I've left that life
That
behind.
thing actually stressed you.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to another question. What helped you cope during those difficult times? See how you are thinking.
So Demola should go first this time.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Please just get ready for a long
Oh my
silence
God.
because
Oh wow.
what helped me cope, I would say, I think it was just really friends at the end of the day, and looking forward to like Sundays. Sundays were a very good day for me because what I would always just do is I would just go out and watch a movie at the mall. I went to University of
okay.
Ilorin, so we had this mall. You went to share for me.
Nice meeting you.
I knew when I saw you,
Mm.
I knew it.
And we are both using glasses, so I saw you
This
too.
is not real.
Okay.
Sorry, wow, you're the only one with the problem. But yeah, I remember every Sunday I'll go to the mall and I would just watch a movie. At that time, like we were watching movies for like 500 naira.
I wish I could
S-
say this just on a roundabout. I could go to the mall. I did think 5 times 4 days. I did go more safe.
As they go to the mall, I dey think more.
Wow,
Mall.
wow.
So, yeah.
You
Share
guys,
for me.
you guys are
I'm coming for you.
exactly. Please come for him. So I would watch movies and like that was like really my only like spare time where I could actually relax. And then I remember feeling this sense of dread. Like I'm going back to my hostel. I'm not going to class. I'm going back to my hostel, preparing for the next day. And I'm like, oh God, I'm already starting to feel stressed again. So the only coping time I really had was like that Sunday when I step out of my house and I go to the mall and I just
So more
sit
like
down,
more,
really do
the
that.
mall was your
Coping
stress
mechanism?
reliever.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
And lucky for me too, my grandparents were living in Ogbomosho
Okay.
at the time, so it was like a 45-minute to 1 hour
Some of us
drive, and I would just
stress reliever and I go and sleep. Shut my door.
And good food.
Honestly, and good food.
I don't get
to
that.
say.
Like food never really does anything for me.
It's just to feed the hunger and go and sleep. Because when I sleep, at least the thing will it will fade off. But one thing is, when I now wake up and you bring that issue back, I feel punch you. Because in my head I've slept it away. Do you
That's just
understand?
for
Yeah.
the meantime.
But
Yeah.
what do you say?
That's just for the meantime. I mean, once you wake up, it will come back.
Sure, right. Well, the time not pass though, so I for don't attack you, but well, I really understand that. I mean, how about you, Shay, for me?
Okay, yes. To me, I would say
What was your coping mechanism?
sleep.
Quick, you not even think twice.
See, that's why you should have started first.
I Actually,
So sleep for me. Okay, so I don't have, not like I had enough time to sleep, but every opportunity coming to my way to rest,
okay.
so I took it seriously.
Oh,
Okay.
so the
So-
little time you had,
I will rest.
you would rest.
Because yes, you had to read, and like I said, work life also. So you had to shovel between it, and bro, you need this rest for your body to also function well. Your
So
brain
that
to
when
also
you see
function well.
impromptu
So-
15 slides, you'll be able to read it
You
a day
understand?
to exam.
Now
Yeah.
your parents at home, people who are depending on you, want you to do well, say academic wise,
Family
and,
pressure.
and all of those
family
things. Now,
expectations,
once you
yeah.
eventually break down, how would you do that?
Yeah, you can't.
So yes, sleep for me was a coping mechanism, please, and food. I won't joke with that, bro.
Wow.
No. Food
Okay.
and sleep. Yes.
Okay.
Because we know be like Demola where they go more.
Soft life.
No, we will
Deserve. Look at who he's talking.
Soft life.
I was drinking Gary on the side, just so you know.
I mean,
Gary,
you
a
feel
lot of us actually
you go
belittle
more,
Gary.
go
Gary
get-
is good though.
I'm grateful you said that.
A lot of us
Favor,
belittle
favor.
Gary. My
I
best
said-
food in
favor.
my
Someone-
best food
someone
in
who was
school
taking
was Gary
Gary.
and granuts. You don't understand. I enjoyed Gary and granuts. Wake me up, not the first thing.
That's what I eat for dinner in my house. I'm actually
you
very
might
serious.
be going to the mall just so you don't want to get peanuts by the roadside, to get peanuts for the Gary. So
From the
what then
ShopRite,
are we-
have you?
Yes, what are we talking about? So you might be taking Gary just to go and get peanuts, my brother.
Share for me. You are very good at this. game.
Oh my god. So basically we went to 2 to 3 people to find out how they used to deal with stress as a person or when they were in school. So I'd just like us to listen to them.
How do you deal with stress as a person or when you're in school? Okay, so I'll start with when I was in school and then I'll come back to now that I'm no longer in school. When I was in school, I deal with stress by creating or editing content because I feel like it takes my mind off that thing I'm supposed to do, like taking breaks. I love taking breaks, so I just take a break, create content, edit the content, or better still, I'll go to TikTok or IG. And if that is not still working, like I said, taking a break, I'll go and sleep. And for me, I like sleep. By the time I'm awake, I feel refreshed and I'm able to go on with maybe that book I'm reading or that issue that needs to be sorted out. So yeah, basically either going online to make myself happy and taking my mind off the stress, or taking a break by sleeping, or better still, I edit content. Now, personally, now as a person, I deal with stress. Most times I just pray. I just pray that God, please, I want my week to be stress-free. And most times it worked, at least for the past couple of weeks, months, days now. Not like stress have not come, but, I've been able to deal with it well and work better with it. Because the truth is, stress would always come. You would always be stressed. But I found comfort in praying and, telling myself, see, like, let me just say, motivating myself, see, you have to get this done, this has to be done. So basically, currently, how I deal with stress is I motivate myself and I pray.
Okay, the first way I dealt with stress while in school, first of all, I had to exclude every unnecessary activities. And the second thing again, hey, all this keeping of friends, after lectures, I want to go and greet my friend. I did not have the time, like there was no time. Because it's got to a point, even I and my friends, they were fighting, like, you did not ask after hours, you did not check on that. I did not have time. So I just had to let every unnecessary thing go so I can focus on myself because I had little time to rest. Now imagine me out of that little time going about to visit friends, and you can go to your friend and you be like, I want to go and rest. You say, no, rest here, stay here while I have other things to do at home. I just had to let go of everything. It was not easy, but I had to make that decision for the best and for myself, because myself first. So it's very important. Stress can kill, But the best thing is manage your time. Make sure you do everything that is right and put yourself first. Every other thing, excuse me, that's secondary.
All right, we've heard everything she had to say. So over to you, mini money more. Mini money more. Debola, Abi Demola.
So sorry, where's Debola? I knew we need to
Hello,
get him in the
Debola, where are
studio.
you?
Oh, nice one.
He's
nice
not. Oh,
one.
damn. Okay.
I mean, Debola is not here, so.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'll just
Voila.
fill in for him.
Yeah, I think you should.
I think the thing that really caught my attention
Yeah,
was
what
when she
stood out
said
for you?
she had to cut out every unnecessary activity.
Ah,
I felt attacked.
Lenny.
I felt
not
attacked
attacked.
because like it's like saying
For her, it's a mental stress issue already.
no, I get it, but I like the reason why I felt attacked because it makes so much sense. Because like at the end of the day, you can only do what you have the power for. So it's like if you are cutting out and she said it even extended to her friends where she wouldn't really have time to go and see her friends and then they will be it's like at the end of the day if you do all these unnecessary activities and it also depends on what you classify as unnecessary activities because for some seeing friends is unnecessary because you can always like meet in class and stuff. But then for some other people like my roommate in uni he played basketball and that was his main way to distress, right? He did computer science, so it's like you're looking at your computer all day, you are doing all the coding, you are building all the apps. It's like you need to be outside at some point. So like for him, that was the main thing for him to do. So it's like you tend to see how it's so different for so many different people.
Yes.
You know, some people want to, mingle with other people. Some people want some kind of privacy. Some people want to read a book. It's just again, it always depends on who you are and what you find.
You've already seen your kind of person. For me now, I cannot say reading book. My son learn you.
Same old.
I will sleep off.
Same. I've been reading the same book for like 2 years now, and I'm not halfway done.
It's honestly, I mean, yes, I can say I like reading books, but no be book they give me. They kill them.
No, they give you bar.
Yes.
At all.
Someone mentioned something about video editing.
Yeah.
That works for some people too. And then watching movie.
And whereas on the other hand, video editing is a lot for some people.
For some people.
Video editing won't wound me that year.
Some people. So I mean, just like Demola said, know yourself.
Know what works for you.
Yeah. What you can do.
If it's that it is,
Right.
for instance, now me, if I'm stressed a bit, I like cooking. I just go to kitchen. Hey, you see me to laugh.
Some people like stress in this life.
I mean, that's for her. Right. So, some people it might be laundry.
God damn, that's
Apparently,
even worse.
yes, too, because I don't like seeing dirty clothes. So just to ease me of that stress, what can I do? Okay, let me wash. I have like 10 minutes or 15 minutes break, and I'll do what I have to do. So it's just more like, let me do it, and then I'm okay. Honestly,
You are one of a kind.
serious.
I don't know anybody else in the world.
I'm serious. It's not different if I actually do not have the time to wash or to cook. Fine.
Yeah.
But cooking gives me so much joy. I don't know. I just like it.
What do you say to people who distress by talking to other people, gisting, basically? Talking could be stressful too. Or some people.
Yeah,
that
talking
is their
can
own
be
mechanism.
tiring. The mola is blank.
I think it's half and
just it.
half. Like for me, sometimes I really enjoy talking to people.
Sometimes I
I
like
lived
that.
with my friend. And this man was like a 40-year-old man at the time. I lived with him for like 2 months, like 4 years ago, and we had this ritual, sort of like this thing that we did. So from morning to, because we both worked from home, so from morning to like around like 5, we don't say a word to each other. And then when it's like,
they say one
we
word.
don't say one word to each other. And then when it's like 5:36, we'll just start talking.
Bro, Safana.
Like we'll just start talking. Like we'll talk up till like 11 p.m., sometimes 12 a.m. And we're just talking about so many different things, how work was today, what we love about like a book or a movie, and like it was just the thing. And then at the end of the day, we'll just be calm and be excited about the conversation to the point where we even started a podcast together. And it's like, I think maybe that's like a timing thing. You know, some people, they are not morning people. Some people they are night people. So it's like, it always just depends on also who you are talking to, because you can't really have, it's not everybody that you want to talk to.
Very true.
Sometimes you don't want to talk to certain people, not because they are different, but because you have different interests, and what you enjoy they may not enjoy. It's like me talking with Favor now about how, you know, I lived on money, you know, about how I had past that money. I was just, you know, living on money, you know.
Oh God.
It's like that conversation will not flow. It's not gonna work. You know, but if I'm talking with Sherifumi about like life in University of Ilorin and, you know, trekking from the park to the gate because there was no bus, like we have
something very similar.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like
Actually.
shared experiences also help, and they can take the stress off of it. But if you're trying to get somebody to talk to and you don't know anything about them and it's a brand new conversation, sure, there might be fun in unraveling the mystery that is them, but at the same time it's like you are like thinking like 5 steps ahead. What question can I ask, or what can I say that will not be offensive to this person, because you don't know who they are, and that in itself can be stressful. So that's what I would say to those kinds of people.
I mean, if I get it right, you mean your gist partner and then the conversation at that moment. Because if you can't relate on this ground, so why then are we talking about it?
I mean, on some level, you will have a conversation because you want to learn something about that person's point of view. But again, it also just depends on your mood. If you're in a bad mood, I'm not trying to learn anything about anybody. Like, you get, I just want to...
You see why they say it affects your mood.
Yeah.
It affects every single thing about you.
Yeah.
True.
But wait, if we're, you know, now we're taking into school life and mental wellness, what would you say to a student who feels like a failure because of poor grades? What would you tell them? You know, that's another mental health on its own.
Yes.
I hope you know.
Yes.
You see your grade. Even you go think, say, I won't cope if I go home. Wait till I won't tell them. So what would you tell that kind of person?
I had a friend who told me about how when she entered school, she was like, she wanted to graduate with a first class.
Okay.
And then the first sets of grades that she saw, she was like, she doesn't care. Like, even if she's 2-2, she's fine. Because she was so demoralized by the first sets of grades.
It really affected her.
And it's so crazy because it was very difficult for her to recover from that, because her first set of grades already gave the lecturers an idea, like they had an assumption of who she was. So even though she tried harder in second semester, there was no coming back from it. So it's like, how do you really cope with that? At the end of the day, we just always have to remember and put at the back of our minds that our grades are not who we are. A lot of people say school is scam. I don't believe that 100%.
I don't.
But I also believe that. And it's so crazy because I remember growing up watching Nollywood movies about like university, or even like Hollywood movies about university. I never really thought that university students had jobs until I got to school and needed money and got a job. And then I was talking to all my friends and they had jobs. And so it's like, you also sort of realize that a part of the university experience is also applying yourself into so many other things. That's not just school. And so
beyond the four walls.
And so it's like, if you can sort of build yourself up in that way, you realize that as much as your grades are important in the world of academics, what people really care about is your ability to actually do the work.
It felt like Demola already saw what I was about to ask. Because I was actually about to ask that. To you, is life after school different from what you expected? And share one disappointment that later taught you an important lesson in life. Shefumi, you know they look.
Shefumi looks like he has something in the oven.
No, because you know this thing. I remember having a conversation with somebody last week, and she said, as someone they advance in life, since I had out, I said, what did you expect? What did you expect? She says, affecting her mental health. She's going through depression. I honestly did not blame her because I understood where she was coming from.
Yeah.
She cannot handle so much. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So what would you say to our listeners right now? Yeah. Do you think life after school is very nice? How is it like? And then what was one thing that life after school taught you that you learnt from and you'll never go back to again?
Okay, to start with, the person with the poor grade or the example that you mentioned, that is not the end of the world. Yes. And of course you have people who are ahead of you. Why not make friends with them? Your circle, the people that you work with, also will determine how far you can go in that line as well. If you know you cannot do it yourself, of course no one can do it his or herself, yeah. So you need people who can also help you. Right.
Definitely.
Now, I had friends who they knew the kind of person they were working with. I mean, people they were working with. So, of course, there's this word that we use, gun body.
Yeah.
So yes, they will gun body, move very close to you. If they need to get you stuff just for you to like tutor them, they will do it. So if you need to do that too, please, that is not the end of the world. Now, having said that, life after school. So my brother, my sister, it is not easy. You know, while we were in school, they will say something like, do well, your grades, anything you graduate with, people will always aim towards first class, 2-1, like that. Okay, by the time you go for interview, you submit it, they see your CV and all of those things, they'll be like, yes, we want to give this guy the job. It is not always the case. I tell you, that is not always the case, because one, even if you should come out with something good, now you are meeting with someone who also is in the fear of, you might want to take my position later. So now all you need to do, like Demola said, he said something about work also, and then how you can use that thing that you've learned, apply it after school. Basically, it's not about what am I trying to say? Get experience while in school. And we said something in one of the episodes about hand work.
Yes.
The white collar job might not be for everybody. Now, the education that you are getting from school is how to relate in whatsoever thing that you choose to do.
It gives you an edge.
Sure, you understand.
Yeah.
So now, some people might not do white collar job. You might do the blue one. Sure, you understand. Now, but know one thing for sure: in whatsoever thing that you lay your hands to do, know your value.
Yep.
Know your value. So if you are so in, if you are so in that this person is calling it 20 naira and they are patronizing the person, and then you know what you are giving, if you need to sow for 30 naira, please know your value.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So life after school, would it always be easy? I kid
Nope.
you.
Nope.
Even from service year, you know. From service year, you would know.
You
I'll
said
tell you,
from-
I'll tell you this.
during no okay, yeah.
From camp service, you know.
Actually.
I'll tell you this. My service here was pretty soft. You know, I was in a small little town in Akwa Ibom.
I wish.
There was a beach just like a 5-minute walk from me. I was teaching in a school, so it was not glamorous and all. But here's the thing, and here's also the thing you have to be careful about. You have to be careful about getting too comfortable in a starting position.
Yeah.
Because I was working at a school. I was teaching technical drawing. I love technical drawing. It was actually a childhood dream for me to actually teach technical drawing, because it was like a subject that I loved at school. And I was teaching in the school. There was like a lodge for coppers. There was always light. The network was good. School started at like 8 a.m. and ended at 2. And I had like from 2 to whatever time I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. There was a beach close by. It was like a fun town. It was safe. There was no issue. So it was really a very soft place to be in. And I found out that a bunch of coppers there sort of got retained by the school. And it was like, the salary was like, I think the highest paid teacher then, and this was in 2023, highest paid teacher was like earning 40k. So it's not great money. It's not the kind of money that you're going to use to build generational wealth. But people there were just comfortable, and they did not need that much money to get by. And that's the thing about life after school, is that you find yourself in situations where it feels comfortable, but you also have to realize that you need to grow more than that. And that's also sort of like something that will stress you. The future, the knowledge of the future. Because if you stay in the present, you can find out that you are not really stressed. I was not stressed in Akwa Ibom. I was having the time of my life. But I also just knew that like, this is not what I want to be. It's also always important because, as you said earlier, stress also serves to motivate you. Like
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the research
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
but I know that the reason why, like according to like evolution, certain things that exist in us exist to be able to push us to
Push
do
us
better.
to do better.
And
Yes.
stress exists to make you do better.
Because
But-
you already know that if you are too
Think deeper.
comfortable,
If
there'll be no
yes.
results
Exactly.
to bring the best out of you.
Exactly. So that's really what it is. I wanted to say something to what you said, but I've forgotten now. But yeah, okay. So life after school is for me, it's been like up and down. I had a job interview in 2024, and the interviewer was the head of the company. He said, "This boy, you're just floating," because my CV was basically
packed.
town planner, data analyst. There's no correlation. Teacher in a secondary school, field enumerator.
Like, it's
Yeah, it was just
everywhere.
because I was just doing everything, because I realized that like at the end of the day, my life is my own to live, and
Yes.
if I say, oh, I studied town planning in school, let me just be looking for town planning jobs,
Mm-hmm.
I will just be in one place.
Are you listening?
And I
Please,
needed
are
to
you
spread
listening?
my wings and
Yeah.
fly.
Fly.
Yes.
I believe I can fly.
And so that sort of helped me know. That sort of helped me know what am I interested in, what do I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm still figuring it out. I may come and
I
take
like
a
your
job.
sincerity, because some people think that, oh, I must have everything figured out now. See,
Yeah, I'm like
life
pushing,
will always life.
I'm pushing 40 and I'm still trying to. That's a joke.
This guy.
That's a joke. But
So,
yeah,
okay, so right now, we asked again. Do you think mental health is taken seriously in Nigeria? So we have to hear what people want to say about it.
That's what I expect. Mental health, it is not taken seriously, especially in this country. Because I'm telling you, everything we do in this country affects us mentally. Before you leave your house, even if to eat at home, your mental stress, your mental health already, it's been affected. Because when you start calculating what you want to eat, that's another big deal on its own. You will just have to go for less. Leave your house, you're going to work, you're going to school, mention wherever you're going to. The fact that you even have a car, Jesus, you start thinking of how are you going to manage this particular fuel to work and back. Then you start calculating for a week, start calculating for more. Just look, that alone, your mental health, like it has been affecting everybody. Some people dealing with marriage, mental stress, dealing with parents at home, even children, no, mental stress. Everything in this country, mental. There is nothing you do comfortably in Nigeria. Everything, it's affecting us, and that's why they used to call Nigerians Omolile. They'll tell you, if you're not Omolile, you cannot survive here. Oh. There is no body in Nigeria. If you see anybody like this, everybody is just roughing it. Like nothing is going smoothly. So mental stress, it's the order of the day here.
Well, mental health in Nigeria, I would say a lot of people know, like a few people, maybe the elite, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like the elite or the well-read know more about mental health, but people take it the other way around. Like most people, I don't know how to put it. Most people use that excuse, oh, I have mental health issues. They use it as an excuse to actually work. And the people that actually are suffering from mental health are not taken seriously. Because by the time they say, oh, I have mental health, that person that has already lied or used it as an excuse not to come to work or not to do an assignment that has been given to him or her has already made people think that, oh, everybody uses that as an excuse, so they won't believe or they won't be taken serious. I mean, those that actually have mental health issues. And a couple of times I've gone online and see how much people actually battle with mental health. They have to go to the hospital, do this test. Some of them would even have to defer their studies or education for a period of time just to be able to get yourself back on track. So I feel like just a few people in Nigeria take mental health seriously, and I hope and wish they can take it better, because quite a lot of people are struggling with mental health issues. Most of them don't even know, and most of them know. But my own take on it is many people should stop using mental health issues as an excuse to do what is being given to them. You can as well say you're tired or you need to rest. But mental health is it's a lot of I don't know how to put it. A lot of issue to use as an excuse. Yeah, I think that's my take on how much mental health is taken seriously in Nigeria.
All right, we've heard everything she said. She said people take mental health in the country for granted. They use that as excuse. Sheifumi and Debola, what do you have to say? Demola, hey God.
This Debola that you're calling, you go and find
Debola.
You go and find Debola.
What do you guys have to say about it? Because actually she's right. Some people want to run away from stuff and they use mental health. Don't prophesy something that is not inside you. Mental health. Everybody's going through a lot. Please, what do you have to say about it?
First thing I will say is,
because Nigeria is already a lot.
For people who turn it to a lie to say, oh, my mental health, they will hinder people from believing those that are actually serious about it.
Yeah.
And that is the first thing I will love to establish here. So Demola.
So two things that I want to say around saying really quickly. I have a cousin. I saw I follow her on Twitter, and she was like, she's not Gen Z. She's like older. She's like in her 40s, and she was saying that she's very worried that Gen Zs are going to use mental health as an excuse to get out of being responsible people, right? And it made sense to me. But at the same time, I was also going through a lot mental health wise.
So you didn't even know what you wanted to reply with.
So I felt like I couldn't talk to her about it because it's like I understand what her concern is, but how are you going to be able to tell the difference? A few years later, I went to Yaba Left.
Okay.
To be clear,
Please,
they did not tie me up in chains and take me to Yaba Left. I went by myself.
I could carry your legs.
I carried my leg. I booked an interview and I saw a psychiatrist because I was going through a lot.
Wow.
This was even after I took the job where the interviewer said I was floating because it was like
is it floating for me though?
He was a specific kind of boss. So I was going through a lot. So I went and I was like, what's up? Like, what's going on with me? And they did like a whole psychoanalysis and told me, hey, this is what's going on. A lot of it is how you see yourself. A lot of it is how others see you. And a lot of it is sort of the environment in which you are in. And it basically those are 3 building blocks of how mental health operates.
Yeah.
If you don't see yourself well, you can't really function well. And if you're worried about how others see you.
Yes.
And so that's basically, I think, how mental health operates in Nigeria. First of all, Nigeria is already a lot. So everybody to some degree is stressed.
Of course.
Right? Except you have bastard money. And even when you have bastard money, you are dealing with what? Flooding in Lekki and like how are you going to get home and your car is going to... So everybody is dealing with it to some extent. And so, yes, there's a concern that young people are going to use it as an excuse to say that. But even that should also be investigated. And it's also like everybody needs to sort of get some education on what mental health is, so that you know what it is and what it is not, so that when somebody comes and uses it as an excuse, you're able to give them like a little test, like, okay, but like how exactly are you feeling? And then if they slip up, you can easily catch up, and it may not be 100% accurate, but at least it's a start.
Not in their defense, but I was going to say it is also good that we establish this for people who are going through a lot. By a lot, say you have relationship wise, say work wise, you don't know how to like streamline this into just one.
Yeah.
And then all you want to say is mental health. But when people come to meet you to say, okay, my mental health, this and that, I feel like what people are expecting you to say is that particular problem.
Yeah.
And not just say mental health.
Yeah.
But in the case where you have this going on in your whole life, I feel like you just sum it up to be
mental health.
Yeah.
And you know the funny aspect, according to WHO, and mental health experts, they said 20% to 30% of Nigerians live with mental health conditions. This means that
emphasis on Nigerians.
Yeah. They said this means that up to 40 to 60 million people are experiencing issues ranging from anxiety and depression to severe disorders.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because like you find like, and this is not based on any studies, but from like conversations I had with friends,
Yeah.
anxiety and depression often go hand in hand.
Very
Because
true.
it's like you are anxious to face the world, and if you hide back in your own shell or in your own house, you will now just be depressed and you will not know what to do.
Fear.
Yeah, and fear basically. It's all mushed together, especially in this world where everything is moving so fast and you
So
never really know the
Bro.
first time to say it.
Yes. That's
It's
true.
So
Good
it's
purpose.
so a lot.
So
Amen.
what's one message you pass across to people listening to us right now? Even though some people might be having a tough day, some soft day. What's your message to them on this mental health in school and beyond?
Okay, so let me share an experience very quickly. And one thing about me that I've noticed is for every stage, let me say hard stage, difficult stage that I find myself, now I realize that God has placed some people to be there with me for that particular stage. So get someone to talk to. Get someone, not just someone to talk to, someone that you're comfortable talking to about a particular situation. Someone who will not just listen to you to mock you, make jest of you. Someone who can walk through that with you and then help you get out of it. So get someone to talk to. Get someone to also help you get solution, remedy, or what so the case is to that particular thing that you're going through.
Yeah.
And also, the stress in school, it will always come. That is the truth of the matter. It will always come. But also know yourself to know your coping mechanism.
Yeah, very important. Over to you, Demola.
I agree with everything I said. I just want to say one more thing. Expend every available resource. I know that schools have counseling departments. I know that Unilever has a counseling department. I never used it because I had
no
this sort
need
of
to,
like anxiety. Like, what are they going to say? Are they going to turn into something else? But still use it because at least you know that you've tried. At least you know that you are actively working to make
Just
yourself
tread
better.
the path carefully.
Yes.
But yeah, just try to don't say anything that they'll use against you.
Yeah.
But like, just start with the more general things and see where it takes you
Where it
because
takes you.
everything is hold on to your faith if you're a person of faith. If you like to, go out with friends, do
Yeah.
that as well because all these little things really help.
Yes.
It helps for you to get home and be like, oh yeah, I had a good day, like even if it's just one good day in 2 weeks, that okay, there's a day that you're looking forward to,
Yeah.
and that makes all the difference.
Also, know yourself and see yourself right.
Know yourself and see yourself right. In summary, be positive about yourself.
Bam.
All right. So today's discussion reminds us that everyone experiences pressure at different stages of life. What matters is how we respond, who we talk to, and the healthy habits we build along the way. Whether you're a student listening to me, a graduate, entrepreneur, employee, or job seeker, remember that your well-being matters. Please, it matters. It's okay to seek support, take breaks, and prioritize your mental wellness. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to my amazing guests, Shefumi and Demola. Yes, I will not make that mistake again.
Well done, well done, well done, well done.
Well
Thank
done.
you so much for joining
you
me
for
on
having
this
us.
show.
Thank you for having us.
Keep believing in yourself, keep growing, and keep showing up for life one day at a time. Until next time, stay inspired on Oxygen 96.9 FM. All right, everybody.
Ignite yourself.